Hey my dogs, and welcome back to Sharpie's Pond World. Looking tired. Not really been posting the last few weeks, not properly anyway. Nothing's really been going on in the pond. I've got a week off this week, so I want to get a few jobs done, get my pond ready for the winter now. I want to bowl some of the fish up as well, give them a bit of a health check. Obviously I don't want them to go into winter with any ailments, so we'll get a few bowled up, see how they've grown over the year. I'm not going to do one of these videos where I'm full measuring them out. You've seen plenty of them from other people over these last few weeks, but I'm going to give them a bit of a health check. In terms of plants, I'm going to get all the plants trimmed, get all them trimmed back. If any needs sort of repotting, we can get all that done as well. I'm not going to decommission the fountain yet. The weather has still been really mild for this time of year. I mean, this is the last week of October. I'm currently filming this. The fish are still feeding twice a day. A lot more wheat germ foods going in there. There's one here, look, they've not eaten. So I've been cutting down on the staple foods. They're still going mad for things like, not the mealworms. The mealworm's quite high protein, but I've been putting in the black fly larvae, which is not so much high in protein. I'm still going mad for that to get a nighttime feed of that, so sometimes it's 3 meals a day they're still getting, so they're still eating well. But the last few years I've been feeding that up until Christmas really. Didn't really start getting cold till like January, February now. What you meowing at? So the last few years I've been feeding up until December anyway, but normally by now it's probably going down to once a day. Obviously the clocks go back at the end of this week. What are you meowing for? You're doing me head in. I'm not feeding you, you've had your breakfast. Yeah, so, but yeah, they're still going twice a day. The tench that jumped out, he's still doing alright. He's in them plants at the minute. He is eating, I've seen him come up and eat. He's swimming around with other fish, he's a lot much stronger. Those first couple of days, the current of the water kept on pushing him, but he swims around now. When I bowl up the fish, I am going to bowl up the tench, just to see if there's any damage that was done to it. The kahaku, he's still getting his treatments. I've cut down the salt baths now. The salt baths has worked to treat, just like he did with the key at Suri. Absolutely worked to treat. Well, there's the tench as I speak, he's just shut out, there he is. So yeah, the kahaku, more or less fully healed. Again, when I bowl him up, I'll give you another look at it, so we'll give him some anti-bac on there, a bit of a topical treatment. The tench is just a little bit sanky, if you can see in the reflection of the light. So yeah, so a few jobs done. I can get these tiles finally on as well. Like I say, now I'm off this week and get a few jobs done. I didn't do anything over the weekend, went into London last weekend, me and the wife, kid free. Went to see Pretty Woman the musical. If anyone's interested, you can go and see that on my family vlogs, Sharpie's World. That'll all be on there. Got a mark on the screen, guys. Apologies for that. I should have cleared up. Right, so I think first job, I don't know if to cut the tiles first or cut the plants first. Maybe cut the plants. They're all dying off now, as you can see with that one. There's only really the jungle over here. Look at that. Can't believe that plant is unbelievable. I cut it back within a week, it just grows like that again. I am going to decommission the UV this week as well. Not my main UV which feeds the Nexus. It's just this one that's on the box filter. Say 15-20 watt UV, so we won't need both running over the winter. The one in the filter house will suffice. So we'll cut that down and yeah, get the pumps clean, get a hoover in there. Not much waste at the minute because the feed is obviously, even though I'm still feeding 2-3 times a day, it is cut down the amount of feed, so the waste is obviously being cut down as well. And there's still the odd bit of food I am netting out, so it definitely is slowing down. Hey boy. Right. We'll see what he's meowing at first, and then we'll start getting the plants cut. We'll get that make the first job. Right, that's 2 down. That's that big one used to go up there that the wind used to always snap and you have to cane it. That one that gives off a nice sort of aroma, nice smell. To be fair, I normally have to do these again at some point over the winter because it does get mild right up until January anyway. You'll find that they do start growing again. So come December, as it starts to get really cold over Christmas, we've got to trim them again. I've just decorated that one above, so I've put them all, give them a good rinse in case they're holding any bad bacteria and stuff like that. And I put a bit of alpha grog in that one. So yeah, so now I've just done the lily as well. So the lily was in, well obviously was in soil with Hessian material in there as well, and pebbles on top. But most of all come out. So now the lily, you can't really see on there because of the light. By the way, this is how I get across my pond when I'm doing my plants. Scaffolding boards, much easier. I can get two out and normally do another one. So yeah, the lily is just under there. You can't really tell with the light, but basically that's not in any stone at all now. I've just weighed it down with some giant pebbles, which are around the water feature. Right, on to the next one. That one's proper dying away. This one's an absolute bugger. I think there's about 3 different plants growing in here. I think where it's just accumulated and accumulated. This was quite bad, it's quite bushy. As you can see, there's a lot I've cut off. Right, we'll get those one cleaned up. And I might have to change the basket because there's a crack in it somewhere. Could be one of the reasons. There it is, look. You never know. Is that where my fish injured themselves on? I don't know. So we'll see if I get another basket for that as well. It's amazing by cutting your plants back how big it makes your pond look. That one, the Amazon, it's all in there, it's all down there, it's all down there. That was a nightmare, and I reckon I'll have to do that again by the end of the year. Because until the frost comes, it's the frost that normally kills it off. But yeah, only problem now, it's exposed obviously all the pipe work, and the green box makes my pond look a bit ugly. Definitely got to go on it. Get backy in there, guys, what do you think? Yeah, get backy in there. Right, so that's murkied up my pond a bit. Now I've got to just go and net out all these jucking leaves that are flying around. I've got to nip to the garden centre because that's bulging out the basket and I haven't got any more baskets, and that one's bulging out the basket, so them two need replacing. So I'm just going to get a bit cleaned up, get rid of all this crap, get netted, get the leaves and stuff netted out in the water in there. I might give it an hoover and then we're going to nip to the garden centre. We'll get some baskets so we can sort those baskets out that are bulging from the plants, and then anything else I need to get. This ain't bother there, look at them. It has, it's murked up the pond. That's going to need a hoover once all their leaves and stuff settle, so I net out what I can. We'll get that cleaned out today, and I'll probably decommission the UV today as well. I've still got some slabs that need to go on the back, so I couldn't do that because the box filter was in the way and all the plants were grown, so I'll get the rest of them slabs on the back now as well. Right, I'm knackered. Too early for a beer or what? Those that didn't see my slabs on one of my last videos, makes life so much easier. Did a good job with these. Doesn't get boggy now when I'm by the pond. Did well with that. Freeze, please. I ain't gonna believe this. The carbon filter, I dropped it the other week. So I've put some sealant on, some macro sealant, because it cracked all the way down there. So I don't know if that's going to leak or not, and if it does, then I've got to go and buy a new one. Smash the end. But tomorrow I'll come and do the Nexus clean. That's when I'm going to hoover the pond. So when I come to top it up, we'll see if it's worked. If not, I'm going to buy another one. God damn it! It's your fault. My favourite pastime. Her favourite pastime. Yeah, dog.
Yeah, I'm moving that plant so it's not like in the middle so much.
Oh, where was it?
Right smack bang there in the middle where it
Oh,
was
right.
falling over everything.
Didn't even notice.
I'm just moving it a bit.
Cool,
I'm
man.
going to cut that back bit. Yeah, I'm loving life.
Loving life.
You know me and my plants.
Yeah.
My favourite thing in the world.
She actually like she does it every week. She does it about once every 6 months. She didn't hear me. He's still going on. Yeah. Right guys, so I did what I managed to do yesterday. I was sorting out all the plants and stuff. I didn't actually film it, but I have cut the tiles now to go onto the wall, so got to get some adhesive mixed up and we can get them back on. That's where they need to go. I've just waterlogged the garden because I've just hoovered the pond floor. So that's all clean, so all the waste that does accumulate, like I said before, I must have a dip in the pond because a lot of waste always accumulates in this spot here, which is, so it's being pushed definitely from the Nexus and going towards the pumps because both pumps are here, which one's the box as well, and I've got another one for the Nexus, but then it just seems to sit here. So I'm not sure if next year I need to invest in a more powerful air pump for the pond. Then I can put some air stones, because these air stones that I've got, if I put them right down there, they're not powerful enough and you only see a few bubbles come up. So they're about halfway up at the minute. So if I get a more powerful one, get some air stones in, that might stir up a lot of the waste, which will send it to the pumps. So at least all the bottom's clear. Because I was cutting the plants back as well, a lot of bits of dead plants and all sorts had settled to the bottom. So at least all that's hoovered up. So the Nexus is just having its clean. And just while we're on the subject of the Nexus, because this week has now been 1 year since I've had the Nexus plugged in. So for those interested in Nexuses, this is, I'll say it once again just in case you're new to the channel, it's a pump fed system which runs my pond. So it's pump fed, you haven't got to have it right up here, I keep reiterating this. As long as the outlet pipe is above the pond, you can go down and up and over and back out just like mine does. I know West Brom Coy's done it the same way, and so which is good. So yeah, so one year on this Nexus, it's just on its second boil. That's how much crap's coming out on the second boil. I do keep the lid on because sometimes you can lose a bit of K1 when it's splashing around down the inner tube. So I'll leave it on while it's doing its boil. I have added an extra 25 litres of K1 to what you normally get, and I really can't go much more than that unless I upgrade the air pump. So I run it on an EA air pump. But yeah, so it's all mature. And what I do every time I do a clean on the Nexus, I have about 4 or 5 capfuls of the pure filter gel. And every now and again I will put in some pond balls as well. Runs through a 25 watt UV. But yeah, it really does the job. I normally clean this twice a week during the season. Over winter I'll go down to once a week, but when I do it twice a week, one of those, that on the weekend clean, I'll give it about 3 or 4 boils, and 2 of them I run for about half an hour. And when I do it in the midweek, which is like today's, I'm probably just getting about 2 boils done and running for about 15 minutes each. Sorry, 15 minutes on the second one, about 30 minutes on the first one. Because I've been stewing it yesterday when I cut all the plants back, I might just give it a 3rd boil anyway, and just because I now do obviously want to get it fit and span for the winter. So you do get a lot of crap that builds up on the side. A lot of this is from fly larvae anyway, so I'm just going to give that a wipe, just so we now go into the winter with 100% clean filter. You can't really see on camera, but that's the water that ends up back in the pond, so that's clear as anything. There is a bit of sediment on there, but a lot of them is from the pond balls. So obviously when they do shrink, they have managed to get through the grill and sitting there on the bottom. I also give that a bit of a wipe as well. So yeah, all in all, I'd never go back. I think the Nexus is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, there's sometimes they get bad reviews, sometimes they get great reviews. Thing is with fines, I do get the odd fines anyway, just because I do have plants, and like I say, it is pump fed, so not everything is going down a bottom drain. So in terms of a pump fed system, I don't think I'm going to get the fines any better than what I've got, and it's nothing that I'm actually bothered about, to be fair. And just because it's not polished as most ponds, but at the end of the day my water's been crystal clear, which you've seen on all my videos for the whole year. They've been spot on. Fishing have been absolutely loving it. I've had no real issues with the fill, with the fish. Those that have had the issues have come from bumps and bruises, I think, because water quality has always been spot on. The water prams have always been spot on. Yes, I've been running the box, I'm only running that now. I know I keep on saying I'm going to decommission it, but I'm keeping that running because I'm going to get a backy shower. Either backy shower is going to come in here or at the end and get rid of that water feature tap. But the fish have thrived, absolutely thrived, I love it. Powerful enough as well, it pushes all the water round, which then pushes it round because there's an L-shaped pond, it goes round and the pumps are right down there, so it does its job. I'm so glad I didn't get the multi-bay filter, which I was going to get originally before I got the Nexus. So right, so that's on its clean, my battery's about to go, so I'm going to stop it here. Got to replace the battery, and we'll move on to our next maintenance job, which will be probably now I'm going to get the pumps cleaned, I think, and that needs a clean as well, so I'm going to get that a spruce up. I'll get the pumps cleaned. Haven't been done for a while, so I'll best go and do that and change this battery at the same time. See you in a sec. There you go, look, those with pump fed ponds, that's why you should always keep on top of your pump maintenance. All the crap that just sits in the cage of the pump, obviously that can block your propeller, it will slow down your pump, which will burn out your motor over time. It's always good every now and again just to keep on top of this. There's bits of plant in there as well. The other one's going to be exactly the same. So yeah, keep on checking your pumps, guys. Keep on top of the maintenance. Ew. Right, I just want your opinion on something. Depends what the camera can actually pick up. Now on the bottom of the cage, these like this what I'm touching now, it's like jelly sort of type substance. I'm not sure what you can actually see on camera. Look, can you see that? What is that? It's like it's some kind of eggs, but it's not fish eggs. Can you tell? What is that? Feel like they're not fish eggs, but you like frog spawn sort of type jelly stuff. It definitely isn't frog spawn, but that's the sort of jelly type substance that it is. No idea what that is. Just seen them all on the bottom of the cage to the pump. Strange. If you know what that is, comment below. Oh, it's all over my pump as well. The eggs of some point, there must be. Definitely not fish eggs, because fish eggs don't look like that. But something has been laid on the pump and obviously they've sucked it up. What I've done, I've put some in a bucket of water just in case, to see what they come out as. There's loads of it. That's weird. Right, I think there's snail eggs. Because they also come out the pump, which I didn't realise were snails at the time, but now look, they're swimming around, or sliding around, whatever it is. There must be snail eggs. Interesting. Right, just while this is on its third boil, which you can see by the colour of the water, there's not much coming out now, so 3 boils will definitely be enough. Like I say, it's normally 2 I do in the midweek. I thought I needed an extra one just because of all the plants I was putting back yesterday, so I have dirtied the water and there's a bit of plant matter all on the bottom. So yeah, a few more minutes and then we'll drop that. But what I'm going to do, all this crap that's built up around the side, we'll give that a bit of a wipe. I've got a bucket of pond water and a sponge. I can just give that reach over, a bit hard to do it and hold you guys at the same time. Don't want that obviously to go in the good part of the filter. Right, I'm going to just put you guys down while I do that. That's one spick and spank filter to go through into the winter with. So I'm piling back out. See, we dropped a lot of water because we did the pond hoover as well, and 3 drops of the filter, so it's going to count as my water change as well for this week. And drop a bit more water out of there. I've got to clean that one now anyway. Right, on to the next dirty job. Just shows you how much the Nexus is doing its job, because the foam's in the box filter. I hardly have to do these at all. They've got more of the crustaceans on it than anything else. That's the dirt that's on the top. Second, the bottom one, which is the finest, there's more snails than anything. And whatever that thing is, whoa! Food for the fish. Yeah. Bit of a mess with the silicone, but well, it's cured. But no, water is getting through there. Pressure's just pushing that back open again. No way. Tell you what though, not done too bad of a job. I don't think water is coming through that bit. Tell you what, to be on the safe side. There we go. I just don't think it would hold all together, so thought sod it, let's buy another one. Right, I've been thinking, and when you're thinking, a bit about light, makes your brain hurt. As you know, I keep saying it, that's going. Yeah? I'm definitely going to replace it with a backy. So, with it blurred. Try again, because we're a bit blurred. Originally, small backy was going to go there, exactly where that box filter is. Comment below. A much longer backy here. So the water pours out on the angle of the pond. The water's still going to flow round from the Nexus, join the water from the backy, and still come round to where the pumps are. Keep the feature in the corner. That has got to go. It's too ugly. It's going anyway. It's going anyway. But I think it'll be alright for the winter. The missus has just offered to buy me one for Christmas. So comment below. Big one there. Obviously I've got my second pump. Pump up. Flexi hose, join a pressure pipe. Up into the backy. Back down. It's got to be done, hasn't it? Rather than a small one in that corner. At least, in terms of maintenance, you can get to it a lot easier. I've got to climb over a plank of wood to get to it. I just don't know if it's going to look a bit ugly from the back. I'm interested to know your thoughts, so let me know guys, let me know. Right, so what I think I'm going to do now, I'm going to do another video, because I'm losing light a bit now, it's getting a bit dark and it's about 6 o'clock at night now. I'm starving as well. So, in terms of all my maintenance, my winter prep is all done. The plants is all cut back, filters are nice and clean. What I've done on the box filter, just is mainly just for the winter really. I've just, as you can see, I've just put some 2 pipes on each return because it was coming out and then straight down the water, so I've now put the pipes a bit lower down towards the pond, just help with the wind chill and the water chill come the winter, because I don't want any of that freezing or anything. I'm going to wrap the box up when it comes a bit colder anyway. I've left the UV on for now because it has been so mild and it's still been really sunny. I'm just going to keep it going for a bit longer, so maybe I'll look at it again at the end of November and maybe we'll switch that UV off and we'll unwire it, get it in the shed out of the way. Everything just looks a bit ugly now. I've cut the plants back because the plants used to hide all the pipe work, used to hide the box, but ponds never look nice in the winter anyway, they always look bare. So yeah, definitely let me know about the backy guys. So what I'm going to do, we'll come back, I'll come back tomorrow, because tomorrow's job I'm going to get the rest of the slabs on, still haven't done that yet. Put the slabs on this corner and still haven't put the tiles on either, so we'll get the tiles back on the wall, the ones that have come off. I have got some more slabs because they're the ones that have come off that corner. So obviously they're all broke. So I have got some more which I can cut up, and they can all go on there. I want your comments as well, because I'm thinking of changing my pergola roof. So at the minute I've got netting up there which does shade it. I'm now thinking of boarding it, liner on the top, obviously sloped onto the garage so the water comes off, just to make it that bit darker. So comment below what you think of that. He's got polystyrene stuck to his whiskers, the numpty. Right guys, so yeah, we'll come back tomorrow. We'll get the slabs done, get the tiles done, and anything else that needs to get done. I'm shattered, I'm starving. Cheers dogs, bye.